Hey guys, Ryan here with WannaBeMedia, and today, after we just finished our 25 days of prospects, I hope you guys are having a fantastic start to the new year. One thing that I've been noticing really for a while now, but as it's just becoming more and more apparent, is the play of Trent Fredric. Trent Fredric is on an absolute tear. He's got 12 goals, 9 assists. If you're not paying attention, the most important part of all of this is it's all on 5-on-5 ice time. He's got the one goal tonight. I've been talking about making this video with Olivia for at least the past couple days, and he just keeps on having these heater games, and it's like, okay, like, I gotta do this now before somebody else hops on it. So, today we're talking about Trent Fredric. So, for me, Trent Fredric at 6'3", 215 pounds, I think he's proven this year he cannot play center going forward in the NHL. He's got 40% in the face-off dot. Granted, the only player over 50% right now on our team is John Beecher. The question remains the same. Where does Trent Fredric fit? Are we going to continue to just keep Trent Fredric on our third line and just let him be a third line guy? You know, he's putting up all these even strength points. He's doing exactly what we ask him to do. Or are we going to reward the guy and put him on the second line? Tonight he was on the power play for a little bit. I couldn't recall the last time I saw Trent Fredric on a power play. Maybe it was one of his 2-goal games and, you know, we had a late power play and they just threw him out there. But there was no intent to have Trent Fredric out there. It was just to try to get the hat trick. It wasn't Trent Fredric is valuable to us, we need to put him out there. It was more for a special reason. But he gets put on the power play tonight because, again, he's scoring. He's doing everything that they ask him to do. They reward him. And what does he do for us? He gives us a sweet power play goal. So, in talking with that, like, he's starting to, whatever chances we do give him, he's capitalizing on them. I think we're doing the wrong thing by just putting him on the third line and penciling him in there. I'd rather see them, maybe this is crazy, maybe this isn't, he's got $2.3 million for one more year after this year, so talking about next season, I'd like to see him on somewhere on that second line wing. Maybe it's with Marchand, maybe it's with Patra as a center and you throw somebody else there. I'm not too sure what they're going to do. But for me, Trent Fredric going forward needs to be on the second line. And now I'm going to kind of compare Trent Fredric and Jake Debrusk stats. And we're going to see who is the better player. Okay, so first off, I want to start off, this is on moneypuck.com. If you guys haven't looked into that, they have every statistic of every single player. This is such a cheat sheet, great website. Liv, put Money Puck all over the freaking screen if you could. So, looking at his stats this year, so as you see, this is all of the shots that he's taken, right? Or not all the shots he's taken, but all the shots, that are on net, right? So if we're looking at this, you can see he's a crease crasher. He's always in front of the net, just bulldogging, moving his way in, getting pucks on net, doing everything stereotypically that a power forward needs to do to score in the NHL. But what I do want to start talking about, in 38 games played, right now, if we're going off of what Money Puck says, he's only expected to score 7 goals. Well, he's got 12, so he's 5 already over his expected goals. This is where it starts to get a little crazy for me, right? So these are all out of 100%. First, starting off with the percentage of shifts that start in the offensive zone. Out of a scale of 100, 11.6% is where he's at. What that means is if out of 10 shifts that he has, he's getting 1 in the offensive zone. Maybe a little bit over 1. That's insane. So he's got 21 points, but he's only starting 1 out of every 10 shifts in the offensive zone. Shifts that start in the neutral zone, he's looking at an even Steven 21%, right? So your neutral zone starts, could be starting the game off center of the ice face-offs. We could be talking about shift change, all sorts of stuff like that. Percentage that start off in the defensive zone, 10%. So again, he's kind of starting a little bit more in the neutral zone. Offense and defensive zone are about the same, but he's not a negative player, so it's not affecting us that he's starting his shifts in the defensive zone. And it's absolutely insane that he's only starting 11% for having 21 points in 38 games. Now, if we're looking at the start of the shifts that start on the fly, 56.8%. So those are your shift changes, quick, fast shift changes that we don't notice. 56% are Trent Fredric, and that's him hopping over the boards. He's got 67 hits in 38 games played, which is almost a little under 2 hits a game. So his highest in his career is 119. I don't think he'll shatter it, but I definitely do think he'll break his hits record, even though it's not really a record, but it is what it is. He's got 29 penalty minutes so far. However, he's drawn 21 penalty minutes. So his PIM differential is about 8. If you're a little confused on that, what I'm talking about here is he's taken 29 penalty minutes, but he's drawn 21 minutes of penalties. So he's put the Bruins on the power play for 21 minutes this season. He's blocked 23 shots, which last year he blocked his most at 36. He's definitely going to shatter that. He's got 3 takeaways, but 10 giveaways. The thing he definitely needs to work on is his defensive zone giveaways, because he's got 5 of those. He's just giving the puck to the other team. Again, as we already talked about, his face-off win percentage is 40%. I'm not looking at that. He's a winger. That's totally fine. Goals above expected, 3.1 right now. Expected goals per 60 minutes, 0.85. That means that MoneyPuck.com is expecting him to score at a 0.85, not even a 1. They don't expect him to score a goal a game, but he's absolutely killing it, right? His shooting percentage is at an all-time high at 19.6. Shooting of unblocked shots is 14.1. He has 98 shot attempts, with 51 of those shots being on goal. He only has 20 shots that missed the net and 27 of them that were blocked. Money Puck, great website. Now, right now, we are comparing players via Dobler's Frozen Tools, Trent Fredric versus Jake Debrusk. For Jake Debrusk, in 37 games played, he has 8 goals, 11 assists for 19 points. He's on pace for 42 points. He has even strength goals this year. He scored 7 even strength points. He scored 14. He's got 1 goal, 5 points on the power play. He scored a shorthanded goal tonight. I really wouldn't count it because it was shorthanded and it was empty net. He's a +6 with 12 penalty minutes. He has 36 hits, 9 giveaways, 11 takeaways, and 20 breakaways. Trent Fredric, on the other hand, again, 38 games played, 12 goals, 9 assists for 21 points. So yeah, he's played 1 more game than Jake Debrusk has, but realistically, got 1 game. Do we really think that's the 1 game that Jake Debrusk was going to put up 3 points and they'd be tied? Probably not. Trent Fredric, 22% shooting percentage. Again, doubling the percentage that Jake Debrusk has. He's on pace for 45. Jake Debrusk, 42. Even strength goals. This is where all these even strength points, like we already talked about, this is where Trent Fredric is going to start to demolish him. 11 goals, 20 points. He has that 1 power play goal that lasted 11 seconds. He's got +10, 29 penalty minutes, 70 hits, 20 breakaways, 10 giveaways with the 3 takeaways. Now for me, far and away, because again, I do believe in advanced analytics. Some of this stuff, I can't really tell yet if I just don't understand it fully or if I just don't believe in it fully. But this is the big one, at least for me, that is eye-opening. Trent Fredric's time on ice average is only 13 minutes and 25 seconds. So he's only playing for 13 minutes and a quarter, right under about half a minute. So I would still round it down to he's playing 13 minutes a night. Killing penalties, not getting rewarded on the power play, and he's scoring all of his points 5-on-5. Jake Debrusk is averaging 16 minutes and 55 seconds. So we're going to round that up to 17. That's 4 more minutes in a game than Trent Fredric. And to Jake's credit, not only is he on the power play, but he is on the penalty kill. He is a 200-foot player. If he's not on the first line, he's on the second line. If he's not on the second line, Jake Debrusk can be on the third line. But to me, Trent Fredric is far and away more producing, and facts are facts, and you cannot deny what Trent Fredric is doing this year. Talking about Trent Fredric, right? I think right now he has absolutely proven that he needs to be on the second line. I'm not saying that means let's move Jake Debrusk right now, right? We're in a playoff spot, number 1 team in the league, number 1 team in the division. There's no reason to move Jake Debrusk. I just really don't think that re-signing Jake Debrusk is what's in our cards. Think about it. Jake Debrusk, up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. Excuse machine after excuses, right? You know, oh, I'm not playing with talented players. The coach doesn't like me. Every year, it's something different. And I'm kind of over it. At some point, it's not working, you know? And if it's not working, it's not working. I was really hoping that this was going to be the year. And my player expectations, I was very high on Jake Debrusk. I was expecting him to prove that he is more than somebody that you put with Patrice Bergeron and Brad Marchand. It wasn't just the fact that he was on that line and he was producing. Obviously, it was that it's a little bit, but this year, he is definitely snake bitten in the scoring department, in the goals department. But even then, I'd rather just see what Trent Fredric has, because Trent Fredric started out in the bottom six, right? He was also in Bruce Cassidy's doghouse. You know, he fought and scratched and crawled his way on out of there. We get in Jim Montgomery, and Jim Montgomery puts him in on the third line. Even though, yes, he was scratched game 1 of last season. Trent Fredric just continued to earn his ice time. And this year, he's proven it. He's taken that chance. He's, understanding so many guys are gone. Bergeron, Krejci, Hall, Foligno, Bertuzzi. Player after player that was gone, Trent Fredric has absolutely stepped up. I've seen it with my own eyes. I was just at a Columbus Blue Jackets game with my fiance and her dad, and we watched Trent Fredric score. And here's that goal right here. You guys can see that. That's talent. The more ice time that Trent Fredric is given, he just keeps taking it higher and higher. I believe in Trent Fredric. And at this point, a couple of seasons ago, it was a meme, right? Trent Fredric is just some guy who is fighting and is bottom six and is not anything. He just continues to put in the work. And it's time that we reward him, because if we don't, when he's a free agent after next season, somebody else will. That does it for me, guys. If you haven't already checked out the 25 Days of Prospects, I'd really appreciate it if you have. I know I don't really say it after every video, but if you guys really could start hitting the subscribe button, I would appreciate it. Start liking it, sharing it with your friends if you guys, would. I would really appreciate it. And, yeah, live, hit my music.